value is his parents indirectly by taking them for granted.
Didn't. The reason why I asked the question is because I feel sometimes we need to have those conversations to say like, well, I think you're a dick, innit?
Yeah.
As my father or my mother, I think you're a bit of a dick. These are the reasons why. But there's also the other hand of, is there a point in having that conversation if it actually doesn't go anywhere?
To me, you got to have it for yourself. You have to offload, because other than that, you're just keeping it in. Like, and I said this to literally at Christmas. So my grandparents, I'm like, you're getting mad about my dad not moving a certain way, but you're not even telling my man. You're just telling everyone else.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's not about you changing them. It's just about you. It's like therapy. The therapist ain't going to fix you.
No, you have to fix yourself. They're just there to help you along the way.
It's just you. Sometimes it's just you hearing yourself, what's actually going on.
Yeah. No, I only ask because I don't talk to my nan, innit? Well, one of them. And to be fair, for years I sat there and was like, yeah, when she dies, I want to go to the grave and make sure she's 6 foot under. And then it got to a point of like, why am I even giving her that time of day, let alone energy?
It sounds like she burnt you somehow.
She did and she didn't. She burnt my dad more than anything.
And that burnt you?
It did, because she then turned around and told the rest of the family not to talk to us.
Yeah, so she burnt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, see, like, this is what I'm saying.
Like we was 3, innit? 3, 4 at the time, and she literally told the rest of the family they can't talk to us. The children can't talk to us. So when there was ever a gathering, that side of the family would kind of sit on the other side of the room and look at us. Like, what did we do to you?
See, that's the thing, innit? And this is what I'm saying. So even your nan's got issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, even your nan's got issues. And this is what happens in like, just a brief, is your nan like, what colour is your nan?
She's black.
I mean, obviously she's black, but I mean, like, what shade of black?
I'd say she's quite dark.
Yeah. And you're quite light.
That's not my problem.
No, I know, but
that's her
even
problem.
within that.
But the thing is that's not even what the issue was.
You'd be surprised sometimes you'd be surprised what the issues can be in it. But the fact that she's dark skinned and you're light skinned, and light skins are favoured more than dark skins, especially back in her time.
It was just dumb.
Yeah, but
it was literally over. She believed that her son took sides in the argument.
Yeah, but do you know why? You know what I'm saying? Like this, I'm saying, you're taking the light skin side, yeah. I'm not even joking. You see?
No, I know.
To be fair, now that you say that probably is because my granddad is fair, innit? So
you see, the thing is, you see when you look at certain things, yeah, like a lot of, like if you just don't like someone, they say anything, like on you from the get go. Just gonna be on you from the get go, because I already don't like you. I just need a reason. You know what I'm saying? So now your nan's like, rare. Why do you think so many people bleach their skin? You know,
I haven't got time for that anyway.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm
not here for that.
That's what it comes down to. You know,
going back to what you're saying, like I feel like not even to say we judge our parents too harshly. Like we're meant to, because we've been burnt in it directly in it. We've been the recipients of their fuck ups, and it hurts more. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It hurts a lot more. So it's like, nah, I can't. Like you said before at the beginning, or you said it about the parents, innit? That relationship, or I think you said it. That's the most important one. That sets the pace, innit? For the rest of whatever's going on. And
100%.
But a lot of the time through talking to my parents, I've seen that same thing happened to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
like
we repeat the cycle.
Yeah. And that's but I'm saying, yeah, you're meant to. I know why you're like ups, because my dad's still the same. I resent, man, in the sense of you're meant to have learnt then, bro.
Where's the love then?
You've meant to have learnt.
But where's the love then?
Huh? To me, it's two different things. The fact that I dislike you so much, it's like that thin line between love and hate. If I don't care, I won't care, blood.
Yeah, but
you get what I'm trying to say? I don't care.
That's what
There's
I'm saying.
no feelings.
Then
where if I've got a feeling, I'm holding on to it in you, it means I care. Do you understand? Now, I might not want to call it love. Do you understand? But there's a thin line in it. Like when you don't care.
And that's my point as well. So like you don't care. And so
I'm not saying I don't care.
If you don't care, that's fine. But then just because there is a feeling that that feeling doesn't necessarily mean it's love. It just means I am bothered by this person. Like there's times where I've been like, I've been in a petrol station and a man's like not drove to the next one so I can get behind, and even after he's gone, I'm still pissed with him. So I care about him. I love him.
No, with that, I wouldn't even say that. That's open, bro, because you could have had a bad day about something else. So that could be anything.
What if I just woke up and that's the first thing that happened?
Bro, I can't tell you about your feelings.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I can't tell you. No,
You just
I'm
woke up and
not.
felt like you
I'm
wanted
not
to be
accepting. I'm not accepting that
Every day.
I'm not accepting that one there at all. I'm not accepting that one at all because, yeah, when you're feeling good, you're feeling good. It's kind of hard for someone to come and just mess up your day, blood. There's usually something else going on
It's that
you're
energy
not aware
thing,
of.
innit? That whole energy thing.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, bro, you see when it comes to it's a tricky one with the parents, isn't it? Like it's one of those things. So I had a conversation with someone the other day, and they said like why'd you love your kids? And it's like I started naming all these things like why I love my kids. I'm like, no, that's why you like a kid, isn't it? Your kid's cool cat kid. You know what I mean? But like the love, and then sometimes it just comes down to I just do.
No, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your children,
So when you say you love your parents, like you can't really justify it. I just do. And then that kind of ends it. So I'm saying like sometimes you just do. You know, sometimes like people ask me, okay, I don't like peanuts. So why don't you like peanuts?
Because I don't, innit?
They discuss that. Like there's things about them I don't like. You know.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, I know people that basically their parents have allowed certain mad stuff to happen to them, and they've got all like, I wouldn't even say higher reasons than you have to dislike your parents. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? But some people might consider that. And they were like, I don't care. They're on this thing where I don't care at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but when you talk about them, I can feel...
There's that passion in it. There's that passion in it.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, you don't care. Like, people that don't care don't act like that, blood.
It's true.
That's all I'm going to say. Like,
I know, I hear that.
And I don't want to use the word love. Love is just a L-O-V-E, but
for me, what that
feelings, it's emotions.
Yeah, so there's feelings and emotions. Yeah, let's just say that in it, because for me, again, the love thing is the love thing in it. You know, that's supposed to be the higher feeling of that side in it. Then there's hate. So there's love and hate, right? So and then there's the grey area in between where, like, you know, I care about you. Like, if something happened to you, I'll be upset. Like, it would affect me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, well, you know, I would be fucking like dancing on your grave, like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's one of those things. But yeah, like the whole parent side of things, that whole relationship thing. You know, that's a tricky one, because obviously.
But do you not think, like we've always said, that is the leveling ground for how we perceive our relationships?
For me, it's definitely the foundation of how I perceive myself. Therefore, it breeded the insecurities that I had going forward.
Facts.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna treat you a certain way. Vice versa, you're gonna treat me a certain way. So you're gonna overcompensate for certain things. You know what I mean? Again, even down to relationships. So like, I grew up in a relationship. Like, the vision I saw was that men cheat on women accept it. So now I'm gonna go into a relationship and be like, just you and me, babes. You know what I'm saying? When I've seen constantly, like I'm going to different women's houses. You know what I'm saying? And then like I'm seeing women cry, but then I'm seeing that same man in the house again. So the tears don't really mean anything. It's a process that you follow. Yeah, I do my thing. I come home. You find out. You cry. You make me breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, this is it.
Do you know what's mad though? I've never heard my grandparents say that the ones that are alive, they say they love each other. I've never heard that one time in my life. Boom. I've never, obviously, my parents ain't been together for. They just was together because my grandparents are still together now.
Yeah.
And it goes to what you said. I don't know if they tolerate each other. There's just something there. I don't even want to call it love. There's just something.
But they just know, innit? It's like one of those things. It's like we all have our own love language, innit? Like, for me, I like you to take me out, wine and dine me now and again, like show me off a little bit, and then the other person's like, I'd rather sit at home, get a takeaway, watch a movie, send me a nice text now and again to say, like, you know, you appreciate me, that you're proud of the achievements that I've made, or just who I am as a person.
See, you just triggered me.
Why?
You've massively triggered me.
Why?
Like, because I'm hearing like terms and conditions.
There is no terms and
That
conditions.
you just mentioned them. You just mentioned them all. Like you need something. You know what I'm saying? You need something from
Not
me.
necessarily.
You just said it.
But that's that person's love language, isn't it?
No, but actually, no, but so I'm saying, like for me, it's like again, like what you said earlier. It's like I don't have to do anything.
No, I don't.
No,
We
not
can-
you.
Damn.
I'm saying I don't have to do anything.
No,
It's like
nobody does though, innit?
no, but no, that's nobody has to do anything. But what I'm saying is, you've just said all these things, right? Which means that so if your man just comes home, kisses you on the cheek, sits down, from work or whatever. So you both just say you got no kids. So there's no one needs to do any more work than the other person. He comes home, he's paid his half of the bills, you've paid your half of the bills. He comes and he's done his half of the cleaning, you've done your half of the cleaning, whatever. And he just sits down, he's like, gives you a kiss on the cheek and like watch this TV. That's him.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm used to that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you're like, oh, but my man has to like take me out. My man has to do this, my man has to do that. Like, that's when I'm like, why? Why does he have to do all these things? Why don't you do it? Why don't you take him out? Why don't you do that? What, like, you know what I'm saying? There's two, for me, and it comes down to, that's how you validate yourself in the relationship. So even coming on to the point of why most people get married, because it's a massive validation. It's a massive point. If I get married, that means that if anything happens, I can justify it with the fact that I got married. See what I'm saying? Now I'm married. So other than that, it's like a job. You worked in a job for 10 years and you didn't even get, like, you got fired, no pension, no nothing. You just got fired. The last 10 years means nothing. Whereas a marriage is like, yeah, I retired. I got my pension.
Do you know what? I'd like you to, you heard what he just said in it. Like, because I agree with him. Because I went on marriage. Do you understand, at the beginning?
But, no. I was never on that.
I want to know, like, about what he just said. How true? Do you agree or disagree? Or,
I agree with what he's saying. Don't get me wrong, but I think we all, like, it's the ego bit, innit? Like, we all want that thing now and again to say, like, yeah, take me out, wine and dine me. Yeah, that's my love language. That doesn't mean that you have to abide by it. That doesn't mean you actually have to do it. I've said that's what I like. For the fact is, like, okay, we don't always go out. But there's times that he'll come in and he'll put down a scratch card. And that's his thing, just to say, I love you. Here you go. Like, there's a scratch card. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's his version of his love language, which he showed me. His love language is, I'd like to just stay at home, play the PlayStation and chill and have you in the room with me. You don't have to say anything to me. It's just your presence. Whereas I'm that one that I want to go out.
How do you feel about his love? Is it a tolerance thing, or is it because I use this thing we usually talk about, like, it's called an emotional bank account. So you can make withdrawals and deposits. So he might have made a lot of deposits in other areas of life that might be seen as a withdrawal to you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Where, like, you know what, I'm bored in it, but you know what, my man's cool in it. Like, he's winning in other areas in life. You get me? Not job wise, but just in other things in terms of pleasing you. He might give you the big D in it to just compensate. You get me, for the sitting down. Once he's finished.
Why are you looking like that?
I'm just listening to what my guy said.
Once he's finished playing the computer games, you're just waiting for after. You get what I'm trying to say? They might be. I'm just because this is real talk, innit?
How many lives you got left? 3. Don't press continue.
To be fair, I think sometimes it is we tolerate one another, and then other times I think it is that genuine, I care, this is who you are and I accept you for who you are. At the end of the day, he does whatever he wants to do in his time, and I don't complain about that, because that's your thing, innit? I'm not going to say what it is. That's your thing, innit? You do your thing. I'm not going to complain. You go to work, you come home. I have nothing else to say. I can't complain about nothing. But there are times that it is nice to share an experience with each other. So when I'm saying, yes, I want to go out and eat, yeah, that's my love language, but I want to share this experience with you. Yes, I'm the one that could book it and say, we're going here. Like, this is what we're doing. He may not want to do it and just go, all right, cool, I'm entertaining you. Like at Christmas, we all wear the same pajamas. I know for sure he hates that with a passion. But you know what? You're entertaining me for a day, innit? Like, entertain me. That's all it is. You're entertaining me for the day. And I appreciate it. Yeah, it is that. Like, that's the whole part of, well, that's my perception of marriage, innit? We sacrifice certain things for the other person. Yeah.
Yeah. And the missus made me do that a few years, man. A couple of years, man. They're cool. And I'm like, it's cringy. But the girls was involved as well, innit? So it's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, yeah, like.
I think he more does it for the kids than he does it for me. Yeah. But, you know.
So what about the other way around then, in terms of, like, apart from wanting to chill, what would you say demands from you or would like from you? Like, without going to... No, none of that stuff. I don't know why you're making these faces, this woman.
I can't answer that question.
Oh, wow. Well, you've kind of answered it in a way there, you get me? Like, all right, say no more, and it's all of that.
Kind of bedroom bully, innit? There you go.
All right. Outside of the bedroom then?
Outside?
Is he easily pleased like that then?
Yeah, he kind of is, to be fair.
You said not even a one massage or...
Nah, like, just get man some chips.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what's mad?
Get him a milkshake. Make sure you bought the milkshake.
Bosh. Keep it simple. You know what it is like I've just got again. So with the love thing, and then the whole like what you said, like I totally get it. Like I understand. You know, it's nice. And one of the things I've done is that I've got to the point where I'm like, well, if I think it's shit in it, you know, and that's not good, because again, like. Even down to what we said before we started filming, like you want to go fishing, for instance. I'm like, I don't say like, for instance, I never thought about fishing. I'd be against it. See what I'm saying? But in relationship terms,
yeah.
Whereas that's what the whole point is. So I feel like the compromise in that situation is you book the restaurant, yeah, and he should attend,
yeah,
and that's more of like a reflection of myself. Whereas before I'd just be like for instance, Christmas, I don't really care about Christmas, in terms of like buying gifts. So I won't think to buy gifts. People are buying gifts in October. I'm not even thinking about buying gifts. And then people buy you gifts and you're like, oh shit, you bought me gifts, but I don't really care about gifts. Now I got to buy gifts. But you know, that's not really what I want to do. So sometimes it is about, maybe I don't buy you a gift, like as in wrap it up and that. But here's a voucher.
No, it's facts.
You know, no, but it's fair though, because whatever the voucher is, it's an experience, isn't it? Like you can either do it together.
No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking like here's a voucher for fucking, I don't know, Tesco.
Some shopping.
Yeah, like
this guy's taking a mic.
Go do your thing out there, innit? Like go buy yourself what it is.
I thought you was like La Senza or something like that.
Nah, that's for me, innit? That's you.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, like that's the trick, innit? You get me?
There's the only shop that had the vouchers.
Victoria, don't tell nobody.
But see, the thing is, like, I just look at it like, yeah, like the whole relationship thing. It's like, again, like if it's a thing where like, because you know what the problem, the reason why that really actually, you know what that reason why that really triggered me is because there's a lot of girls. Wait, there was some girls, yeah, couple maybe, who before you had sex, you had to pay the price. Yeah, so. In order for them to let go what they want to let go, you just have to do a couple of things.
Not allowed, that's long.
And that's the problem. There's a lot of girls out there that they want to do things with you, but you have to pay the price first.
I'm not money orientated.
No, but it's not necessarily money. It's not money. It's something.
They used to trigger me, man. Boops. I call them a boops.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
But the thing, because there's boops who don't want to do nothing with you and they take from you, yeah. So that, you know, where they like, so you become their sugar daddy or whatever. Like there's them, but there's the ones who want to do something with you, but they just have to. They have to appease this egoic mentality.
The same boat to me, you know.
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. No, the difference is they don't like. It could be as simple as like, yeah, like let's go for a walk.
Okay,
you've not even taking me for a walk. Next thing you know, you're going for a walk around the block, back in the yard, smash.
Nah, man's done that still.
That's what I'm saying. There's girls out there they have to feel valid. So when you're talking about, my man, ban that. Triggered immediately. I'm not doing nothing. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. If you do want to do it, I'm not doing anything for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the funniest thing is,
I'll be real, if it's free, I'm on it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. No, because the thing is as well, is that like, there's no price for me. There's no price for me. I'm not making you do something. I'm not saying to you like, before we smash, you've got to do this.
Yeah, cook me dinner or some shit, innit?
It's different. Do you know what it is? It comes down to what you value, innit?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? You're gonna be that
there's some conditions that have been put on it then, innit?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I know. That's when you know from the get-go that a relationship's not going to be anything when all you're thinking about is, I'm trying to smash and I'm trying to get him to pay the price for smashing.
Yeah, and that's mostly what it is a lot of the times. Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It's
like a game you're playing, cat and mouse type of.
Until you sit there and you have long conversations and you get to know that person differently, you're never going to you're not even going to be able to appreciate their trauma. So if I don't really know you too well, even though we're smashing, I don't know you too well, and you start bringing up your traumas, like your subconscious traumas. Fuck off, man.
I'll be real though.
I can't because I don't get you. I don't value you. I don't understand you.
You're not there for that.
I'm not. No, it's not. So I might even think I'm there for that, but really I'm not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're not already there. You're not.
I don't know this.
You're just there realistically because you've already got the idea of I want to go here, I want to do my thing, and I want to leave.
Yeah,
I'm not looking to have the baggage.
But the worst thing is that some people don't even realize that, but they actually want to be in a relationship, but they don't even know these levels. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So even the guy who's trying to be your boyfriend, he don't even understand that he's doing that. He don't understand that he don't understand where you're coming from. So he's not even seeing these. Like for instance, like the easiest way I can put it is that you start bitching randomly, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with her? But I'm like, even the most basic level, I'm like, is your period due? Even understanding like that, is your period due? You're like, yeah, it's like I'm about to come on like in a few days. Like, makes sense. But I have to be in tune with you.
Yeah.
Now that's just an easy level. But then I know that you got certain traumas because I've spoken to you. We've had long conversations and we broke down certain things. And let's say, for instance, I say I'm going out, and you're like, I'm like, but I know, because your last boyfriend, that's his hunting grounds. When he used to go out, that's where he used to chop. He used to come home and then he used to find numbers in his phone book and so I know when I'm going out to already expect that from you. I know to expect that from you.
Yeah, and but within that, you're able to even, again, communication's key. You're able to say, look, I hear why you feel that way and but we can't keep doing this because I'm not my man. And even being able to articulate that, have that whole conversation and go, I'm going to do certain things, but it can't be like, you know what I mean?
Let me pause that as well. Is that, okay, so what do you want me to do to change that? So I'm going to go out. I'm going out. But what would you like to happen? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's that whole, I've done that.
You done both sides?
I've done that. Yeah, go on, go out. And then it's like, bruv, do you know what time it is? Why are you taking so long? Where are you? Who you with?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, so we need to communicate how I can go out and not feel like...
To be fair, it's more of like, just say you're going out and who you're with. That's me anyway.
But then that's it. So that's what you're saying. So when I say, our babes are going out, you're like, where you going? I'm going here. Who you going with? This. Cool.
Leo.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So one way or another, though, you have to communicate each other's expectations about what you expect from each other.
One sec.
And
I wouldn't say it's an expectation. No. I don't.
We got.
I
think we got 2 episodes in this. We got the parent issues.
Feeling juicy. Feeling juicy. Say no more.
Yeah, and
He's enjoying himself.
No,
I know he is.
You know, it is just like we've been talking, and like I just feel like we spoke a lot about my parents, and not enough about this cheating.
Hey, this guy is a criminal.
Why are you hooked on that?
I'm not
He's fascinated.
I'm not hooked on it. It's just that, you know what it is. It's like like cheating, like the juicy stuff anyway, and it's true. And you know, to be honest with you, I'd love to just know, like,
What? Why?
Do you know what it is? Some women might not just be like, yes, like that. And they try to preserve, maybe because you're in a relationship and you've dealt with things in it, it's already dealt with, where, especially if a woman was single, I don't think she'll be as brazy. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I was that person anyway.
yeah, I feel like she's someone who doesn't say sorry. You know,
I say sorry.
She got it from her mama. Got it.
yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the whole foundation of the relationship is basically the reason why the relationship's is just gonna fall apart. If that makes sense. And 9 times out of 10, that's what's happening. You know, and then the point when you wake up and you're like, oh man, like that person, you know. I mean, you said earlier about like the things that they do, and you're like, oh, that really like jars me, whatever.
Oh, what gives you the ick? Yeah.
Yeah, like that was always there. I liken it to going to buy a car.
Mm.
When you go buy a car, you've looked at the car and like, that's my car now. I'm gonna go get that car. And when you turn up to get the car, the guy's like, yeah, the engine's missing. There's no back seat and there's no this and no that, and you're like, oh yeah, it's fine. Because you just want the car. And then when you get the car home, you're like, fuck, there's no back seat, there's no engine, there's no this, there's no that. And that's the madness with relationships. Like, people are just jumping into relationships, first of all, not knowing who they are themselves, and then secondly, not knowing who the person is that they're getting into bed with, you know, physically and emotionally. So then they end up finding out somehow that this person's not on the same level, you know, either in front or behind. You know, so for instance, like, a lot of the times I've been around people who've taken coke, for instance, and I'm sitting there and I'm chilled, I'm relaxed, I'm not on coke, I'm not up, and they're up, and then they're looking at me like, bro, what's wrong? You know, I'm like, bro, I'm just chilling, I'm cool, I'm alright, I'm here. But my calmness unnerves them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, nah, man, something wrong with you, bro. You're right. And I'm like, bro, I'm cool, man. Just like, go do your thing over there, innit? You know, and the same with relationships. Like, sometimes, like, if you have someone who's been in not an abusive relationship, but like some form of like chaotic environment, you know, when you're sitting there just chilling, it's gonna be a thing with like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? It's like, nah, I'm cool. This is what cool looks like. You know, cool looks like this. You know, so then you start getting triggered and you start doing things because you need to test to see if things are right. So, you know,
so you do dumb shit.
Self-sabotage.
Yep.
You do dumb shit. And that's because you know, you've never really been around someone who is that way inclined. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree with what you're saying, because it took me a very long time to get to where I am in my own relationship. And there's times that I look at him and I see myself.
mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah, they're all the things that I don't like about me. And you're the things that highlight it.
Yeah.
Like, you piss me off when you do that shit. Because I want to be able to do that shit that you're doing, but I can't.
See, funny enough, you used to say that. So that's often what's going to trigger someone when you're saying like, oh, like, so for instance, an easy example for me would be like, people walk up to me like, how tall are you? And they start like, oh, you're so tall, like, blah, blah, blah. And they start making jokes about how tall you are and stuff like that. Because half of them want to be my height.
Yeah.
Or just want to be tall enough in general. So they capitalize on that and start making a lot of noise in that direction. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, because you're not. You know, that's the situation that we're faced with. Sometimes you're looking at someone, it's like, oh, like, the way that person handles himself, I wish I could do that. But instead of just being like appreciative and learn from it, you're like, fuck them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, okay, like I said to you earlier, with our situation, our house burnt down in it at the beginning of the year. And
was that because you was angry with something? Was you upset?
What? That my house burnt
No,
down?
was you angry with him about something? Did you not communicate properly?
Like, we've communicated through all of this, but there's times that I feel like I want to escape as much as you do, innit? Like, you go outside, you chill in your car, you smoke, and I'm still sitting in here with these 5 children that are screaming and shouting. They're doing my head in. I've had the majority of the day. You've gone to work and you've escaped, innit? I would like an escape, but I don't smoke. I don't drink, so what am I going outside for?
All right, so, without becoming couples counseling, have you said to him, yeah, I'm gonna need an hour when you get home?
Yeah.
And do you get your hour?
Like, I do and I don't, innit? Like, it just depends on what's going on at the time when he comes in. If they're all playing up, then bruv, that hour's not coming in it. Because I'm going to go put one baby to bed. You're going to go put 2 of the other kids to bed. The other 2 do their own thing in it because they're old enough to put themselves to bed. So when I'm putting that baby to sleep, my hour's done now because I've fallen asleep with the baby.
But, why can't he do it?
Because then, like, there's still another 2 that need to go to bed.
Why can't he do them all?
No, that's long, bro. Even I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so
that's just headache in itself.
So all right. So then the next question is: when he comes home from work, when does he get his hour?
After he's had dinner.
And then that's bedtime.
Like, he'll go outside and then he'll come back in.
No.
What do you mean no?
This is the thing. So like for me, I'm like, all right, hold on. So you just spent the whole day at work, come home, yeah, we've had dinner. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say he's come in and not chilled. Like,
and then you're gonna take an hour. Doesn't that sound foreign to you, bro? You know what's funny? One of the things I say to my kids is, you rest after the work's done. So you rest after the work's done. You can have your hour at 11:30.
To be fair, I don't really moan about it because I think, you know what, you're entitled to it. But I just get, there's times that I get like, I'm overwhelmed now.
You got the martyr
like
energy. You know what I mean? You're like, this guy ain't doing it. I'ma do it. I'll do it. I'll do it all. I'll get it done. So you would put all 3 kids to bed. But
I have done that.
Yeah, exactly. But you won't. But you see things. You have an expectancy level on him, if that's even a word. You have a level of expectancy from him, and it's low.
Nah, it's just literally I
can't be fucked. I can't be fucked to argue with you, bruv. I get it done. Trust me. You're gonna ponder this on the train. I'll get. You know what? Fuck. Give it. Hey, this is that thing you say about your mum, innit? Like certain times, like your mum will be like, go do something, and then you're doing it a bit wrong. She's like, give it to me, and I'll do it. So these times, she'll tell you like, go do the dishes, and you do them badly, or you start doing, and then she'll just take over and do the whole damn thing. That's what you do. See, the things with me is like, I kind of have this mentality that I can't work like that. I can't work like that. Like, I'm getting stuck in. We will rest when it's done. I'll get my hour when it's done. Don't come looking after.
The thing is, I can't say he doesn't do that because he does. But it's just, them moments when it's like, bruv, you lot have all driven me mad, bruv. Like, can you all fuck off? Because you're pissing me off. And that's the moments in which
he will go and find his hour.
It's not like he will go and find the hour. It's like he will go outside and all of a sudden the kids have decided, like, I want to be a maniac now. Like, dad's walked out, like, and you're all just decided to riot in my yard. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, for me, it's like, your hour should come at the end.
Cool, bro.
No, but it's your household.
Do your thing in it.
It's your household.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's cool, bro. Yeah. Do your thing in it. Like, yes, I've voiced it. I've said, like, I need an escape as much as you need an escape. This situation has been shitty as fuck. It's very much been spoken about, but it's also one of those that I think it's touchy grounds because the reality is it ain't our house.
It doesn't matter whose house it is.
It ain't our house.
The ecosystem within the house.
But this is where, that thing about exchanging of energies in the sense of valuing each other, what each other does. Because I remember there's times, I was talking about the fostering. Like, there's times the missus did not get up, blood. She did not get up, blood.
Hey, get the fuck up. This is your idea.
Getting up, blood. Like, but she's just like that. The alarm could be banging off. Her alarm on her phone is banging off. I'm switching off her phone, you get me? I clocked after. She just don't get up.
Yeah.
You'd need someone to be licking down the door or some madness for her to get up. You get me? And yeah, I'm a light sleeper, so I get up anyway. I can't tolerate it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's me. Like, I'm that one that gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I do what I got to do. Like, cool, innit? You do your thing, I do mine. But it's always that thing, I think, when everyone sometimes gets overwhelmed in situations that we want you to acknowledge it, innit? Like, I would like you to notice it instead of me having to kind of tap you on the shoulder to say, like, well, I need a break now.
But it's that same thing of when you're having to, like, I don't want to have to make you do something, and I don't have to keep telling you, because that's even something in relationships where I've got to tell you what to do. Where if you are naturally that way, you just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it gets jarring. So it's like, maybe that's even with regards to you, like, you might have had that convo with my man bare times, you get me? And then it's like nothing can happen too tough, so you're just like, all right, cool. Obviously he's not like that. You're accepting, you know, like what you guys are just talking about. You're just accepting it ain't that big of a deal, innit? Like, but just every now and then, just acknowledge, I need.
That's what I'm saying.
I need that moment.
Need that.
Like,
I think
if I while out on you, understand.
Like, he does notice it. I'm not going to say he doesn't. I just think it's me that's like, hello. I don't think like you've noticed it. But he did, because he's the one that got up and decided, let me put all the toys away. Let me sweep the floor. Let me tidy up in it. Do you know what I mean? But it's a case of, I think I'm just in my own feelings to be like, well, I don't feel like you noticed it when I think you should have noticed it.
Yeah. And that happens a lot from both perspectives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the problem. I think where I get in my own head and I'm like, well, it should be like this and like that, and it doesn't end up being that way.
What's mad, right, is that obviously within the household, that's your job. That's my job. You know what I mean? So like, he done something for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He done something for you, and that's something that I've always been like, okay, cool. You know, because sometimes you talk to some people, like talk to other girls, for instance, and they're like, no, he don't. You know, he helps out a bit. You know, he helps out a bit. Some, you know, he does this, he does that, he does this, does that. You know, thinking about that's just like house stuff. Because I look at it like this, and I look at it as if I was a single parent or if I lived by myself, these are things that I would be doing normally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where's the stuff for me? Like, where's my stuff? You know what I mean? So, you know, it's about that.
Relationship has been toxic before.
Yeah, I know.
It has been toxic.
Because we're going to get into that cheating thing.
But it's a case of like, I've grown up to realise I make these errors.
Did you cheat on him?
Anywho.
Wait, did you cheat on more than one person?
Yeah.
Alright, you see the funniest thing is, like, it's not for me, again, I said this before, it's not even about the symptom, which is the cheating, it's about the cause. What do you feel first led you to the cheating?
Because I could.
Oof.
You couldn't tell me otherwise.
Oof. Did you see that growing up?
No.
So you just felt like, so did it validate you in any way? Having like many men, like,
no.
Like not having sex with many men, did it have, because obviously you probably had sex with a few men, but you had probably more men like on you. Did it somehow validate something within you? What did you get from it?
That I had control.
Oh, so do you feel like when you was growing up you didn't have control?
Yes and no. Like, my mum took ill in it, so that whole concept of I get to run the streets freely and do what I want was kind of taken away to an extent.
That's very interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So, yeah. Again, the manifestation of of the trauma. Because I see it as your mum took ill, you couldn't control that, so you went somewhere that you could control.
Yeah, like we couldn't control the fact, yes, my mum took ill, one, and then secondly, we didn't actually have the same kind of childhood as our friends. So where our friends was able to kind of go out whenever they wanted to, we couldn't. Like, we had to be at home because she was ill.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that we didn't have a good childhood. Like, we had family that would come and take us and we would stay with them so my mum could get the respite and we got the respite. But to say like, oh, mum, can I go to Joanne's house this weekend and stay there for 3 nights? Like, bruv, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Do you know how I describe it? It's freedom. It's the feeling of freedom, of being able to, I don't know, maybe different, but I resonate with what you're saying, but from a different way, because I was the oldest child. I had bare responsibility of looking after his siblings, and like, you're the one, you have to be the perfect one. You have to make sure that you're just confined in it. There's a lot of pressure from young in it. And even being in a relationship when you're even like that, like, it's like, this is my little, I just stole a little bit of freedom here, you know. I'm in control of this. This ain't no one else. This is mine.
I think that's all it was for me, is the fact that I had control. You couldn't tell me, no, I can't do it, because, bruv, who are you? I'm going to do what I like, regardless whether you like it or not. But I think my issue was with it, is that I became so complacent of what the other person would feel.
I thought you was going to say I became savage, Nigel, but anyway.
No, but I got to the point of like, I didn't care about the other person's feeling.
Yeah, it's like a drug though. It's like a drug, but it's just, you get me? It's a feeling. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like when someone's on drugs, innit? They're chasing that same feeling, innit? So after a while, you're just numb to the rest of the world. Yeah. Start stealing out of mum's purse. You get me? And just, I'm focusing on this, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. My whole, like, we talk about cheating, like, my whole cheating come from no self-value. It did, like, when I peep it, like, certain times I'd be somewhere, like, I'd be at a girl's house, for instance, I'm like, why am I even here? Like, I don't even want to be here. Like, I'm not even doing this for me. Like, this, I'm not even getting a kick out of this, you know? But the attention and the feelings you get from several, different people, like, really, like, pining after you, like, fills that gap in it from what you missed growing up. So once I realized this is why I'm doing it, it was very easy to stop doing it, but up until that point, like, I didn't know. First of all, because there's like kind of 2 stages. One, I thought that's what you do, and then back to with the validation of it. Then when I realized it's not what you do, it was just a validation of it. You know what I mean? And then once both of those things went, it was very easy to just be like, this is me now, and I'm only where I need to be.
Do you know what's crazy though? You see how you said like, oh, you had like no self-worth and that. The maddest thing is when I'd done it and we actually sat down and spoke about it, that was the first thing he said to me. He was like, do you not love yourself enough? Like, why are you doing all of this? And I'm like, bruv, I did love myself. Like, how are you to sit here and tell me this? But then it made me open my eyes to realise, bruv, do you know how much you have love for me to point out that I clearly couldn't have loved myself enough to lower my standards to the level that I was at?
It's real talk.
No, yeah. It's the root of everything about, and that's what I always say to people, how people want to feel, how you want to feel. And if you don't feel good, you're going to find something that will make you feel a certain way. Like, I always used to talk about, like, what he said about men, why they'll have multiple women and why they will cheat. Because if you don't, not everyone moves like this, but like, a man might be in a relationship, and then, like, once it gets to the period where the woman starts knowing, man, because a lot of guys just talk and do this and that, bravado, but that settles down, and then you start seeing the person. Yeah. Man will duck because he doesn't believe he's shit. Yeah. So you find another one and start again. The process from the beginning where they don't know him. So it's like when you get to know the person, they're scared, and that is it. How you feel about yourself. You try to. It's a combination of things, isn't it? Like, there's the feeling of just feeling better, numbing yourself because you don't want to feel certain other feelings. Maybe that low self-worth. But then like what it does as well, it just blinds you to like the rest of a lot of other things. You cause more damage on top of it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Them things are like what you're actually doing. And hence why, it just continues. It just keeps going on and keeps going on until you've caused bare damage. Because I read a quote the other day, and it's like, when you're not aware in terms of your own feelings, you destroy things that you're not aware of, and you create things you're not aware of.
It's real talk. You know? I look at a lot of relationships, and the avatar you're talking about, once you start to get to the point where like it's like you can fully give yourself to this person, or you can continue to protect yourself, that's when you duck out in it. But the easiest way to do that is to have the buffers. So you've got 7 people that you only see so often, so it takes a longer time. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And then you just keep your emotions moving from person to person. So I'm with 1, but my head's with 2. I go to 2, my head's with 3. I go to 3, my head's with 1. You see what I'm saying? So that no way can I get caught up. But really, it's about saying, you know what, fuck it. Either I'm not going to be with any of them, or I'm going to be with one of them.